Hey everyone, this is Barney Davy, and you're here with me and my good friend Petey. We picked him up at the Arizona Humane Society pet store about 4 months ago. He was a shelter dog, had a 42-page medical record, almost died from being attacked viciously by another dog, and now he's come to live with us and has been nothing but joy. If you're thinking about getting an animal, seriously consider going to the Humane Society and getting a shelter animal. You will not regret it, as we haven't. So say goodbye, Petey. Thank you for indulging me. I'm here today to talk to you about this, the anatomy of a sales letter for artists, or copywriting for artists. It's something I've studied my entire life, and I know many artists don't, but let's face it, if you want to write words about your art or you want to communicate with people, having copywriting skills will help you. And what I've discovered is there's a fellow by the name of Ray Edwards who's very prolific, very successful. He's written $1 million campaigns for people like Tony Robbins or Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul books, and many other people. Now he's training copywriters through his copywriting training course, and he also has a great book. I strongly urge you to consider picking it up. It's called How to Write Copy That Sells. I use it regularly. It's like a Bible for me. So what Ray has come up with is an acronym called PASTOR. And those letters, each letter stands for something in a framework that he uses to write every sales letter or create a sales or landing page. He did a podcast on it on his website, rayedwards.com/031. And here's what it looks like over there. These are the acronyms. P is for problem, A, amplify, S, story and solution, T, transformation and testimony, O is for offer, and R is for response. And Ray says if you do all of these things and get them all in that sequence, that you're going to have great success. And this is not being manipulative. It's just opening people's eyes in a sequential way that makes sense for them. Does this work exactly for selling art? No, I think it'll take a little bit of manipulation in the good way in terms of how to use this idea to be successful. And what I'm going to do today is show you how I applied it to the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop sales page that's coming up, opens on February 9th. And we're going to go through 10 in-depth lessons on how to sequentially go through a progression of steps that will help you become successful and build a long-lasting career because you got all of these things in place. And one of them will be, how do you write content that's compelling and that gets written and that emails and get open? So we'll get into this, how to adapt Ray's system and some other things in the training. But for purposes of today, let me show you what I did with the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop for 2018. I start with the P, problem. You know how to excel at making art, but then struggle with finding buyers and selling enough art to create a profitable career. True? And how struggling creates worry about growing into or sustaining a full-time career. Too often, good sales from a show, event, or promotion are followed by maddening dry spells. I think I've just pinpointed the problem that many artists have. You start making work, you find a venue or some method of selling it, but you don't have a way of sustaining that, so you have these high highs and these low lows, and it's really hard to just have a predictable income with the way that most artists go about trying to market their work. I go on to say the fluctuations, this is the A, amplification. The fluctuations make enjoying steady sales and consistent cash flow seem like impossible goals. Besides ongoing cash flow worries, inconsistent sales create a most often unspoken anxiety that at the end of your career, too few will know about you and your art, that your creations were not seen and your artistic voice was not heard. Ouch. I've had those kind of painful conversations with artists who have let down their guard and trusted me enough to be vulnerable and tell me what their deepest secrets were, that they're making this work, they know it's good, and yet it's not going to see the light of day or get the recognition that they deserve, which is a shame and totally avoidable. So the solution, S part, There are steps to success for every artist. Imagine instead if you had a practical system to sell your art and forecast your sales. Imagine those dry spells were a thing of the past. Now you're identifying and connecting with selling your art directly to top art buying prospects and also selling through multiple channels. Sounds like a pretty good alternative to what I described in those first two paragraphs, right? Your sales results give you a growing confidence in your career, and you experience the added benefit of more time in your studio or for your family. Your increasing sales lead to greater awareness for your work and add to your legacy. So I'm solving those problems or telling you that it's possible to solve those problems. We're also moving into the T, transformation. You can have the success you deserve. What would it mean to enjoy manageable, foreseeable art sales once and for all? How good would it feel to know you have a reliable system to sell your art? Steady sales are not a myth. They are the key to enjoying the rewards and recognition your work deserves. Now I add in some authority and continue that transformation and a little bit of personal testimony. I help artists find buyers, sell art, and prosper. It's been my mission for nearly 30 years. Here's what I put together for you with the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop. I light the path. You do the work and follow it. Together we can make a fantastic career for you. An efficient marketing and sales system so you can put away cash flow worries. A strategy to find and connect with your top prospects so you always have fresh leads. And a process to diversify how your art is sold so you never are reliant on a single distribution channel. Those are the three most important pillars of the 10 steps to art business success that we cover in the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop. So then I'm inviting you, and this is making the offer. We've now gone to the O in Pastor. I invite you to take a few minutes and watch the video below. It's about Emily's story, which is a little bit more on the story and solution part. Make sure to read the heartfelt testimonials from artists already benefiting from the program, and the testimonials are further down on this page. Announcing the all-new, completely revised Art Marketing Mastery Workshop. You're in for a treat. This training is the most thorough and extensive art marketing I've ever created. You will find it comprehensive and helpful. More importantly, as you move through the course with me, you will finally start to get the traction and results you've always wanted for your art career. For your convenience and use, I'm leaving all the previous training for Art Marketing Mastery in place. That means you'll have access to a vast source of super helpful art marketing materials all in one place. The new training starts February 9th. It will go in depth, point by point, on the 10 steps to art business success. Here's an infographic with each of those steps. So the way this will work is, stepping outside of the framework of copywriting now to explain the infographic here, is we will take each one of these points and go in depth on them in an online interactive training that will be recorded with guides, worksheets, or workbooks, whatever is appropriate for that particular lesson, and go through one step at a time. I've put these together in a logical fashion based on 30 years of helping artists get their work to market. I know that if you do these things, you're going to be successful. Make captivating art. I'm not an art teacher. I don't teach people how to make art, but I have really solid ideas on what it takes to create the kind of body of work that gets momentum and will help you continue to sell once you start establishing yourself and get those buyers coming to you. Identifying your ideal buyer is super important, because without identifying the buyer, you're trying to market to everybody. That's very expensive. It's frustrating. Create a connection. It's one thing to identify the buyer so you can focus your marketing on where they might be. Then you need to find a way to connect with them. And there are two ways to do that. You can make personal connections with some people who are high value prospects, and you can make other connections with people through the next thing, which is building an email list. You just need to build an email list of potentially interested buyers and message them, which is the next thing in the progression, regularly with what's called EDIE: educate, demonstrate, inform, and entertain. If you mix up those three things in your messages on a regular basis with your audience, you're going to keep them engaged. You're going to stay on top of mind, and when they think of fine art, they're going to think of you. Send varied messages, media, and systems. So don't just keep doing the same old thing and sending out one newsletter after another and that's it and hope that works. You need to do some videos, social media, email, maybe live events, publicity, press releases, whatever works for you. There's 15 or 20 different ways that you can get your message out into the marketplace. So you want to be able to harness 3 or 4 or 5 of those that really resonate with you and that you think will resonate with your buyers, and get those working for you. So now people are getting messages from different places, and you're doing that steady drip, drip, drip of breaking into the consciousness of your top prospective buyers and patrons. Turn buyers into collectors. This is super important. I don't think anybody else even thinks about it, much less teaches it. But what if you take the people who've already bought from you and you put them into an educational program that's very informative, using EDIE again, that helps them understand and gets them turned on to the idea of collecting art? And if you think, I don't know how to do that, well, I do. I have a really great idea about how to go about doing that. So it's just enlightening people and turning them on to the idea of doing it. By virtue of you taking those actions, you are going to be successful in getting people who might have only bought one piece of art from you and turn them into somebody that might buy 3 to 5 pieces of art from you and be a patron and a collector and possibly even a lifelong friend. The next thing is develop a referral program. How shy are you about asking for referrals? Probably a lot. I know I used to be too, because I didn't know how to do it. How shy are you about asking for directions when you need to figure out where to go? You don't mind. You'll approach a stranger and ask for help. Well, what if it were just that easy to ask for referrals from people that you know, because you do it in a way that actually makes you feel good and makes them feel good, because there's a system of going about it. And I will teach you how to do that so that you can ask everyone, whether they're a good prospect to buy your art or not, to refer you. Of course, not everyone's going to do it, but if you do this on a regular basis, you build out your list of people who know, like, and trust you faster than practically any other thing that you can do, because word of mouth marketing works. Number 9, add secondary channels. I include galleries in secondary channels. I think your primary channel foremost should be you building a list of people who know you, like you, trust you, and want to buy art from you directly. That may not be enough, particularly in the early going, to sell all the art that you make. So then you want to look for galleries, licensors, publishers, agents, anyone else who might be willing or interested in selling your art for a commission. But what happens when you have your own list? You bring power to it. People are attracted to someone who's already successful, who already has a list, who already has a tribe, who can help move the dial on the marketing and sales more than someone who's unknown. It puts you in a strong negotiating position with galleries or anybody else that you do business with. And then finally, number 10, be consistent. There's so much to say about being consistent, but if you do all of the other 9 steps consistently, you will be successful. You need a framework for that as well, so that you don't become overwhelmed by this. That's a little bit of project planning, a little bit of just calendaring. You can do this simply with 3x5 cards, a calendar, or get some project planning software. We will explore all the different ways that you can do that. Ultimately, what you want to do is know that these are the most important tasks that I want to get done over the next 12 months. Then you're going to break those tasks down into the smallest possible actions and calendar those, and then do them on a regular basis. And if you do that, you will never be overwhelmed. You will constantly be moving forward on the things that are important and getting them done, and still having the time to enjoy a life and make the art that you love making. So that's it. That's how I've used the Pastor framework to go through the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop. I hope you'll seriously consider it. You can join it. It's $47 a month. You can stop anytime, and it comes with a guarantee. You can't lose on this deal. Try it for 30 days. If you're not happy with the results that you're getting, or that you don't think it's going to work for you the way that I've explained it to you, or for whatever reason, you get your money back. I'm not interested in working with people who don't have the time and don't want to make it a commitment to be in a program like this. So give us a try. Just scrolling on down while we've been talking. Here's the video with Emily's story. I won't belabor that and have you watch a 10-minute video with me now, but I encourage you to do it and go to this page. And then here are some testimonials. These are testimonials from real artists who've been through my course, who've benefited from the Art Marketing Mastery training. I hope you will be one of them. So here's how I think the Art Marketing Mastery Workshop will change your career. You have exclusive access to my complete advanced level art marketing information. It's almost like you're downloading my 30 years of art marketing experience and wisdom directly into your brain, so you can start using it immediately. You learn proven, easy to use techniques that remove the stress and guesswork out of finding buyers who want to own your art. You'll discover the methods to find ideal buyers and sell to them directly. You'll realize that direct-to-patron sales immunizes you against being burned by outside sources you don't control, such as Facebook fading out of favor, third-party channels shutting you out. A publisher just sends you a notice, says we're dropping you. Galleries go out of business and take your inventory sometimes. I show you how to do follow-up sales that make your first sale 10 times more profitable, and much, much more. But go to bdavy.co/mastery And let's get started with this. I think you'll be pleased and happy that you did. It could be the best thing you ever do for your career. Don't be shy about contacting me through Facebook Messenger or Barney at Art Marketing News. If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. I'll even do a 15-minute free phone call with you to explore whether this is the right time and option for you now. Because like I said, it's not for everybody, but if it is for you, I want you in there and I want you to feel comfortable about it. And I'll be happy to answer your questions. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day.